the 10 cricketers, like my favorite, cricket master, and he went through the book and forwarded for it as well. And today, I am so happy that he has come all the way from Colombo to launch this book. This book also has one of the emotional moments for me as well. This book, during the writing process, I had discussed with my late father. We had a discussion on a certain topic on Yuvraj Singh chapter, and I remember that we had shared some moments while I was penning down some of the concepts and the thoughts. Unfortunately, today amongst us, I am missing him. When he said goodbye to heavily abroad this year. So this book is not just about my passion. This book is not just about cricket, but this book is a true dedication to my late father for his utmost passion and love for cricket. I sincerely dedicate a tall order, the book launched today, to my late father, Shri Kapil Pathare. I am really thankful to all of you who have taken your valuable time, as you have come last year for my first book, and I am really happy to see all of you once again here and supporting me, and that keeps me motivating for writing such new thoughts. Once again, I would also like to thank the Popular Prakashan for backing me up and taking my words and making it a dream come true for me. Thank you very much. Thank you, Sanath, for joining for this special occasion. Thank you.
I please request you to say a few words before you take that seat.
Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, and the media. I think for me to inviting me for this special occasion, I want to thank especially Kapil. And when he said about launching about this book a few months ago, we have been discussing, we have been talking a lot, and we'll be discussing a day, a better day to come and launch this book in Mumbai. So I'm very happy to be here today, and I'm very happy to be here to launch this book. Kapil and I have read this book and have discussed a lot of things about this book. These players who have been in this 10 players, which I have been playing with them for so long. So I think you got the right players. So I want to thank for that, because the era you are talking about, those players have done wonders for India. Those players have gone out of the way and make sure that India is doing well in cricket and put the map for cricket in India. So I'm very happy today to be here and launch this book. Apart from that, I think especially for me to come this and do this book also for me is another big thing for me, because I never expected a Sri Lankan cricketer who comes and launching legends, 10 legends India cricket who have played, and for me to come and do this, I think I am also very happy to be part of this. So I don't want to take a long time here, and I want to wish Kapil what he did for this book and what he has gone through, and I want to wish him good luck in his future, and future is business. Good luck and do well. All the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for those warm words here, but a book is incomplete without the publisher. और इसके लिए Popular प्रकाशन से मैं please call upon Harsha Bhatkar ji to come and say a few words for actually making sure that we see this day today. Harsha.
Popular Prakashan, first of all, let me welcome all of you here. It's wonderful to see so many members of the media, friends of Kapil, and various other friends, some of our own authors, Sanjeev Kapoor, Chandresh. Thank you all very, very much for being here. This book is special because I think when one looks back at history of cricket, which all of us as Indians follow with a passion, you don't know where to begin and where to end, who are the people to follow. And for a youngster to get some insight, Kapil has done a great service by introducing, this is just meant to be a teaser, I would say, to a more detailed analysis of each of these players. But I think it's something which a youngster would find very useful to capture the last 25 years. Today, because of television and the amount of cricket being played, mostly we know only the cricketers who are playing today. But this does a great service by bringing to light what are the challenges, what are the times in which, of course, some of the players in the list do play today, but most of them have retired and have contributed in an immense way to the growth of Indian cricket. And I think this book will be a good documentation in this regard. Thank you, Kapil, for your service to the next generation of Indian aspiring cricketers. And what do I say about our chief guest of today, as Archana said, not just a fan of Sri Lanka as a country, but of him personally. I mean, he would be in any list of a tall order of global cricket, and to have a book to be released by him is really a great honor, both for the book, it shows his appreciation for what has been written, as well as for the cricketers who've been featured in it. Thank you, Mr. Jayasuriya, for being with us here today. It's really an honor to have you here. And thank you all for being with us.
Personal front. But here's one of the chapters dedicated to somebody we even saw in absolute magnificent doppelganger, if I may say so, in the film MS Dhoni. And he made such an impact even in those 2 minutes that he came on stage. Such is the aura of Yuvraj Singh, even off field. Probably the first cricketer I witnessed when I joined the radio back in 2002. So here's an excerpt from Yuvraj Singh, the chapter. I'll read a bit and Kapil will give his personalized ending to that. In January 2000, when India's Under-19 World Cup side travelled to Sri Lanka, not many paid much attention to it. There was no hype around the squad like you have nowadays. There was no tendency to hype the players even before they had shown their wares like it happens nowadays. When India finally won the tournament in January 2000, for the first time ever, the reactions were over the top. Some of the players like Mohammad Kaif, Ritinder Singh Sodhi had been in the news before as winners of the Under-15 World Cup. But this time, it was quite different. There was, however, one man, rather one boy, who caught the attention of quite a few people. It was a strong Punjab boy who was at the center of it all. His name was Yuvraj Singh, son of former Indian fast bowler Yograj. Now Yograj was this well-built, almost wrestler-like fast bowler who was Kapil Dev's batchmate. He played for India on the 1980-81 Australia and New Zealand tour. Thereafter, he went off the radar and would pop on the scenes to make some anti-Kapil comments. Then Yuvraj went into Punjabi movies and was forgotten by the masses at large. Unknown to many, he was training his son to be a cricketer. Stories about how he got Yuvraj moved out of skating, where he was doing well, to cricket started doing the rounds as the Under-19 World Cup of 2000 ended. He was then one of the most sought-after young Turks. A lot of those young boys were immediately drafted into one of the sides for the Challenger Trophy, a national one-day selection tournament. It was a big step up for most of the boys. Yuvraj was being earmarked for bigger glory, but he was not immediately drafted into the ODI squad. He had to wait for another 6 months before that call came from the national selectors. He had shown that he has the promise. Now it was about converting it. He was quietly waiting in the wings even as Indian cricket was going through a churning process. The likes of Mohammad Azharuddin and Ajay Jadeja had been banned following their alleged involvement in match fixing. Then there were others who went out of favor. Very soon, Indian cricket had a situation where they had a young captain with a younger side to command. But this was a situation tailor-made for Yuvraj and the others like Zahir Khan to showcase their talent. In the case of Yuvraj, he got the opportunity on the biggest stage possible, the ICC Champions Trophy in 2000. He blasted his way into the hearts and minds of billions of Indians worldwide. The way he batted in the tournament, especially his knock of 84 against Australia, that set him up for bigger things.
From there on, it was the start of a journey that continued to reach newer heights. After the debut season, there was a bit of lull in Yuvraj's career. He sort of went off the ladder. The senior pros like VVS Lakshman and Rahul Dravid began asserting themselves. It was not until 2001-2002 ODI against Zimbabwe at Hyderabad that Yuvraj really asserted himself. That was the first time the Yuvraj-Mohammad Kaif partnership was played out on the international stage. Yuvraj's effort there set up a chance for India to win the ODI series against Zimbabwe. Then, on competitive side of some note, Yuvraj grew from that knock and he became almost an indispensable member of ODI setup. So much so that to ensure he got to play, the Indian think tank asked Rahul Dravid to keep wickets. This enabled India to have a long batting lineup with Yuvraj at number 6 or 7, shorting up the late order. Yuvraj's efforts with Kaif is also a part of cricketing folklore. I did not move an inch from the sofa while the chase was on. When India finally got over the finishing line, I remember jumping up in the joy, much like Saurav Ganguly in the Lord's balcony. That is the moment etched in my memory forever. I will never forget the celebrations that day I had.
I love the way how your family, Mr. Pathare, is reading the book with so much passion. I loved it. All of them, each and every one of them, including the kids.
IPL coaching some teams as your colleague Mr. Jayawardene is accepted for Mumbai Indians. Will you accept a coaching stint for any IPL team as your colleague Mr. Mahela Jayawardene?
No, I don't think I'll be able to do it because I'm the chairman of selectors Sri Lanka cricket at the moment. So I won't be able to do any of those coaching things at the moment. I'm part of Sri Lanka cricket at the moment.
And who among these 10 cricketers are your personal favorites?
Which one?
Among these 10 favorite.
My favorite. All 10 are my favorite. Very diplomatic. Seriously, I played with all 10 of these. So I've been playing it 10 to 15 years in my cricketing career. I think they did really good. And Sachin and Rahul, these two are among them are outstanding for me because the way they play their cricket. So for me, these 10 cricketers that Kapil picked, I think the best.
What are your views on the recent rise of Rangana Herath as a great all-rounder in Sri Lanka?
Rangana Herath is always stepped in when we're at a crisis. So I think when Angela Matthews and Chandimal both were injured to Zimbabwe tour, and we never had any options to make him as a captain. So he did well. We won the series and we won the ODI series. So sometimes as a chairman of selectors, I might have taken some, when I'm playing, I'm taking a little bit of risk. As a chairman selector, I have to take some calculated risk, which I did. Might work, might not work. So if it's work, very good for sure.
Anybody else?
Congratulations, Kapil. Fantastic collection of stars. Welcome, Mr. Jayasuriya. So, out of these 10, I know that 5 have dabbled with the restaurant business also, apart from playing cricket. And that has not really done that well. But when it comes to Sri Lankan cricketers, the restaurant business has been very lucky for them. So yes, Ministry of Crabs, right? So, with Darshan, so have you ever thought of restaurant business?
Before the Ministry of Crab, I started one, still going on. And with mahurats Sangha, also both of them are doing it. And also Dilshan also having another one. It's not easy, like you said, the business. Easy to play cricket, then you concentrate and get some runs on the board, you're okay. But the thing is, when you do business, is you need to work very hard. So mahurats Sangha are also doing well in their business. So it's always a challenge, like in our field. So it's a new challenge for us to do some restaurant business, and which we take that challenge also.
So are you open to doing something in India?
No.
Apparently, last evening we were sharing on a personal note. Sanjeev ji is a very good chef as well, and he cooks good crabs.
Hello, Mr. Kapil, can you just share something on the title Tall Order in terms of, are you trying to imply that it was very difficult for you to figure out the 10 names, or what exactly does it imply?
A tall order actually means by something called difficult in facing. So if you talk about this book, then these are the top 10 cricketers, I would say, as a tall order, which probably the opposite team might have really faced in their cricketing field. So penning down each chapter was a difficult proposition because each of the players had a different personified style of playing. So there was a lot of efforts to be put on and try to combine these efforts and bring into one book basically. So having said that, yes, these tall orders can always keep on adding as the update version of the book can come out in the future.
Mr. Jayasuriya, many of the senior cricketers have recently retired from Sri Lankan cricket. So how will you be grooming the youngsters and making a new team?
I think Sri Lanka cricket going through a transition period at the moment, because when Kumar Sangakkara, Mahela Jayawardena and Dilshan, all these cricketers retired from international cricket. We find it difficult to replace those players because those players have been playing for 15, 16 years. So that was a big task when they appointed me as chairman of selectors. So that is why I thought there's the risk I need to take, which I took against Australia last Test series, which we paid off. We did really well. We won 3-0. And the thing is, I always say in cricket loving public in Sri Lanka, it's take time. We need to be patient. You can't do miracles in 1 or 2 series. So we need to be very patient till these players groom them up. So the cricket loving public are given their full support at the moment. So we are going through this transition period. The youngsters, we have been in the team at the moment, they are doing well. But the thing is, they also might go through a bad period. That's cricket. So when that comes, that is the difficult part for the cricket loving public. So I hope they understand the situation, the Sri Lankan cricket public, and they are given their full support. Sri Lanka cricket has given full support to me to go through with the youngsters, and we are grooming a new team for Test and ODI support.
Question for you, Kapil, right?
Yeah, please.
Ever thought of playing for India as cricketer?
I think I'm good in supporting my team India as of now. So, not really. It did not go off for me to play cricket. It was my dad's dream, although, to be a part of this. But said that, yes, if Dad wouldn't have been a part of the business tycoon, then I would say he would have been definitely a contender for the Indian cricket team, because he was an absolute fantabulous wicketkeeper.
I want to ask a question before whoever asks next. I'm sure there was a moment you remember watching this super legend on television. A, tell us about that moment, and B, did you ever in your wildest dream think that you're going to be sharing like stage space with him and launching a book?
I had always seen Sanath Jayasuriya watching on television. I recollect particularly in the moment when Sri Lankan cricket team had been to Australia, and this was when Sanath used to bat at number 6 position. But suddenly we find that it was the best of 3 finals and in Australia, and Sanath and Kaluvitana, they came to the opening pair. I was surprised at that moment, to be very frank. But then these 2 players, especially Sanath, he just came out and blasted the Australian bowlers, and from there then onwards the way of cricket definitely changed. So he became kind of terror in the batting order. This was one occasion. Second occasion was I had travelled to Sri Lanka with my few of my friends. They are over here as well. I had watched Sanath batting live at Premadasa Stadium in Colombo. Let me tell you, it was a packed house because it was India versus Sri Lanka. It was a packed house, and the way he started batting, the sound of the wood, it was just up to the ears in such a packed house. So the way he just blasted and it was all across the ground. So this was the 2 occasions I had always seen Sanath in the stadium, on the television set. Never in my life thought he's gonna sitting next to me and launching my book. Never in my life.
Any questions?
Mr. Jayasuriya, have you watched the last India-New Zealand series or the present India-England series? What are your views on that? Why do you think India is on top in all the lives?
I'm sorry, I've just seen very briefly India-England series. But I can't comment on any of these because I didn't go through the whole matches. So I've seen Indian top order is getting runs. That's a very good thing. And India also, after retiring all these top players, and went through a transition period. And Virat came as a captain, and he's doing well as a captain, as a batsman, and the team is in the right direction. So I hope it will continue the way he wants.
I have two questions for Sanath and one for Kapil. So Kapil, why did you select only 10 players? Why not make an entire team? Are we missing a fast bowler again?
Actually, as I said, I started writing this book 1.5 years back. So when I started writing during that period, it was these top 10 cricketers came to my mind, who has been consistently serving the Indian cricket team for the last 25 years in this particular era. But as you rightly asked that why not the 11th player or the next few players? Yes, if I have to rewrite a second edition of this book or maybe update this book, then probably definitely Virat will be in my mind for sure.
One question for you is, do you think Sri Lanka cricket missed out the chance of seeing more of Rangan Iyer playing along with Murli? We would have gotten a lot more wickets.
No, Rangan also played with Murli because we always play two spinners. Those are the two spinners we had, Rangan and Murli. And after Murli retired, Rangan got a bigger role to play for Sri Lanka cricket. The Rangan also you can't go with a long period. Unfortunately, he has done his knees. 2 knees have been operated, and I have a bigger task to manage him. So I'm managing him at the moment. Whenever I can give him a rest, I always give him a rest because getting another left arm spinner is not easy at the moment for me. So I'm managing Rangana for next at least for 2 years. Difficult, but I'm managing. But after Murli retires, everyone thought that we won't be able to get a spinner to get 20 wickets. But I think I'm very happy to say that Rangana is there to do that again for us. So I think I'm very happy the way Rangana is going, and we need to manage it properly.
Jayasuriya, there are a lot of problems regarding the opening batsman slot and also for the captains which keep on changing between different formats. So do you have any solution for Sri Lanka?
We have a solution. I got only Angelo Matthews to captain 50 ODIs, Test and T20s. If Angelo injured only, I have an issue. So I had an issue for the last one. I don't think I will give it again because Angelo is fully recovered and he'll be ready to go to South Africa for Test, ODIs and T20s.
For the opening slot?
Opening slot, we had during the Australia series, we had an issue. But thing is, like I said, we need to be patient. So, which we did, and the last test match, the last innings, Kaushal Singh and both Vinod Karnaratne played superbly. So they both did well, and North France, and now both are doing well. So openers always they go through a little bad patch, but they come back. So which they do. Thanks.
May I ask you what's special about Mumbai in India for you, if I may ask? That's my. What is special about India to you? Apart from us being neighbors and we should love thy neighbor.
For me, the first I came during the IPL. I played 3 seasons for Mumbai Indians. Mumbai became my second home. It was really good people, and they love the game and they want Mumbai Indians to win all the time. When you are passing through the airport, when you are coming out, so they all want the Mumbai Indians to win. So it like always like coming home, my second home. So I'm very happy to be here.
May I request two of you to stand with the book and so everyone can get a nice picture of the two of you together?
Tell me.
Sir, this book you came and you launched. What happened? Can you tell us about regarding this?
About this book,
Yes.
these 10 players I've been playing with them, and I know these players have been playing with me for about 15 to 20 years, and what they did for India cricket is amazing. So I think these are the best 10 cricketers in my era, and I have seen India cricket bring it up to higher level. So I'm very happy to be part of this launch today with this doll.
सर आपने पूरे 10 जनों को लिया है जो क्रिकेट के हैं, तो बुक में क्या अलग होगा जो बड़े आपने?
देखिए, ये जितने भी 10 खिलाड़ी हैं, हर एक के अलग अलग कैरेक्टर्स माना जाता है यहाँ पे. इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट सचिन तेंदुलकर, देन इट्स ऑल अबाउट हिज क्लासी. इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट महेंद्र सिंह धोनी, तो किस तरह से काम, कंपोजर सिचुएशन में वी शुड टेक इट फॉरवर्ड. तो ये बुक के माध्यम से मैं ये कहना चाहूँगा कि एवरी क्रिकेटर हैज़ इट्स ओन लीडरशिप क्वालिटी. थ्रू दिस बुक I would like to inform the young generation that we can take away a good quality leadership from these cricketers and make sports to a good sporting field.
So how much you did the research while writing this book?
मुझे केवल ये 1 साल से 1.5 साल तक लगा ये पूरा किताब लिखने में, क्योंकि whenever I used to think about it, some of the cricket team or some of the cricket players were already playing, So they used to keep updating their stats, which used to make me also again think over it to update the book as well.
How you approach the sir regarding or the inauguration of your book?
Sanath Jayasuriya, as we rightly said, cricketing legend. He has been a very good friend of mine since long years, and now when I thought about launching this book, I thought he is the only player who has played with all these players. So ये जो इंडियन स्टॉलवर्ड्स है, ये बड़े नाम के ऊपर एक बड़ा नाम ही चाहिए था जो इस बुक को लॉन्च करे.
Will you give this book to Sachin or MS Dhoni in future?
I would definitely like to give one book of this copy to each and every cricketer whom I have mentioned and get their feedbacks as well.
Sir, last question. Do you think Virat Kohli replace the Dhoni as a captain in future Indians?
Virat Kohli already replaced Dhoni in a test cricket, and time comes, it will happen. So you need to be patient, like I said, and it will come slowly. So at the moment, the Virat as a test captain is doing well.
According to you, how is the performance Virat Kohli according to you?
He is doing a great job as a batsman, as a captain. So he will be a great asset to India cricket.
Thank you very much.
कहना चाहिए आज कपिल जी के लॉन्च में आप आए हैं, किस तरह का आपने बुक पढ़ा होगा, क्या?
हाँ, कुछ पेजेस मैंने अभी पढ़े और कंग्रेचुलेशंस टू कपिल एंड आई विश उनका बुक बहुत अच्छा करे. एंड वेल टॉकिंग अबाउट क्रिकेट, मोर देन क्रिकेट आई थिंक आई वाज ऑलवेज इंटरेस्टेड इन क्रिकेटर्स. सो वेल वैसे बचपन से हम लोग क्रिकेट देखते हैं एंड इट्स अ ग्रेट ऑनर टू हैव.
कौन से क्रिकेटर को आप पसंद करते हैं सबसे ज़्यादा?
ये टाइम के हिसाब से हमेशा चेंज होता रहा है. जब बहुत छोटी थी तो मुझे युवराज पसंद थे और MS धोनी भी एक टाइम पे पसंद थे, और विराट कोहली को पसंद करने का कोई फ़ायदा नहीं है, अनुष्का ले जा चुकी हैं उनको. सो इट कीप्स चेंजिंग, यू नो, डिपेंड करता है कौन कैसा खेल रहा है. तो
लेकिन आपको अगर किसी को डेट करना हो तो किसको डेट करना चाहिए? अगर
डेट करना हो, अब युवराज की तो शादी हो गई आज, तो उनका कोई चांस नहीं है. कपिल की तो ऑलमोस्ट मेरे बराबर की बेटी है, तो विराट जा चुके हैं, तो अभी आई हैव टू वेट आई थिंक. सो लेट, है ना, अब आप खेलो ना, आप लोग खेलो कोई आप में से. फिर किसी को डेट करेंगे.
मैडम, आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट का एक स्टेटमेंट आया है जिस पर कहा गया राष्ट्रगान को कंपलसरी करना चाहिए थिएटरों में.
अच्छा,
तो आपका क्या
ऑफ कोर्स राष्ट्रगान को कंपलसरी करना चाहिए, थिएटर्स में करना चाहिए, हर जगह. इनफैक्ट ऐसे जब इनॉग्रेशंस होते हैं ना, उसको भी राष्ट्रगान से ही स्टार्ट करना चाहिए. तो राष्ट्रगान इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड वो जो अभी लागू हुआ है, आई विश वो जल्दी से हर जगह स्टार्ट हो जाए.
थैंक यू
सो मच.